congratulate Jimmie Johnson for winning another championship. He's a great champion. I know a lot of you say, oh, gee whiz, Jimmie again. They said the same thing. Richard Petty again, Bill Elliott, Earnhardt, gee whiz, people would cuss him and discuss him all the way down the line. So it's just part of being a driver that dominates. And certainly Jimmie has done a great job of dominating this season. Now, before you start throwing a lot of sticks at him, if you knew him like I did, you'd probably think a lot different. He is the nicest guy in the world, I'm telling you. He's got a great family. He's got a great wife. Chandra is dead set behind him, and he helps a lot of people. He does a lot of things way beyond the call of duty. So Jimmie Johnson's a good guy, believe me, and I congratulate him on another great championship. Now, how do you compare him with Earnhardt and Richard Petty? That's like comparing Rocky Marciano to Joe Louis to Muhammad Ali to the Klitschko brothers. You can't compare drivers. They didn't run against each other, so to speak, but they're all great champions, and certainly I'm sure that if we had a match and they were all 30 years old again, between Petty, Jimmie Johnson, and Cale Yarborough, and Darrell Walter, we'd have a heck of a race. I'd like to promote that race, but it ain't going to happen. Congratulations, Jimmie. This is time for answer what some of you folks have questions you've asked, and one of the big ones you've asked is about the decline in drivers wanting to give autographs. Really, really tough deal. There is no reason in the world why a driver should not give fans an autograph. That's who makes them. They buy the tickets, and they want a favorite driver. Now, the one thing about it is, if a driver wants to be unpopular, he won't give autographs. So let his popularity decline. That will serve him right. And if he's acting like a spoiled rotten brat and won't give you one, then just tell him you're not his driver anymore. That's the best thing to do, and sooner or later, they will get the message. Now, first thing something comes out negative and the sponsor hears about it, they don't like that. And that's what will keep a driver on the straight and narrow path. But then something else will keep him on the straight and narrow path, and let me tell you what it is. It's called moral fiber. It's called giving back to the sport. And there are drivers who give a lot back to the sport. Certainly Richard Petty did it and is still doing it. Because his autograph is still one of the most highly demanded autographs in sport. Jimmie Johnson, Jeff Gordon are very good at this. I just really think that it is morally wrong for a driver not to give an autograph on a regular basis. Now, I'm not talking about it when he's sitting in a restaurant somewhere having dinner and somebody comes up to him and interrupts the dinner. That's not the place to ask for the autograph. So, you know, wait till he gets up and is leaving or going out to the car, whatever it is, and do that. There's a time and place for everything. One of the greatest guys with autographs was Fireball Roberts. Now, if Fireball was in a restaurant, somebody came up to him and wanted in the middle of the meal and wanted his autograph, he'd say, sir, I'd be glad to do that. Let me finish my meal, and I'll give you the autograph. And he'd finish his meal, and if he had to walk over to the guy, he would. But some people know how to handle fans, and some people don't. The drivers that don't know how to handle fans shouldn't be allowed in a race car. That's the way I feel about it. So drivers have a responsibility to sign those autographs, and all of us who have made our living and our whole life in NASCAR and racing, I was involved in IndyCar racing too, so it's just not NASCAR, need to look at that and say, hey, we do have to sacrifice our time because that's part of what we do. Drivers, sign those autographs. It'll pay off in the end.